Luke 21 1 to 38. So today I got a really different read. So, like I said, NASB is the first time that I went through the Bible in this version. I went through it once in the King James Version, and I think I was doing devotional in NIV for a while, but that wasn't chapter by chapter, verse by verse, and then I go to NASB. So right here, we talk about like widow's gift, and my children were actually really like, especially my youngest, he's like just really like into this teaching. He's just really worried about he kept on thinking about a verse in Matthew, how we shouldn't like do something good and then blow a trumpet, pretty much like, trying to get people to think better of us than we are, and not like, so we shouldn't do things that wanting people recognition. Is better to get God's recognition and reward. And then he talked about how this is kind of like the woman who gave all and the man giving out of his wealth and boasting. So that is something that is happening for the last 2 weeks in my house. And so something about it really like resonated with him, because he keep on talking about it a lot. And then after that, so she, the lady out of her poverty put in all she has. And then some were talking about the temple, how it's beautiful. And then he said, oh, there will be days will come where there will not be one stone left upon another. So then they asked him, when will these things happen? And then he said that many will come in his name, but the time is near. Do not go after one. Do not go after them. So don't listen to false prophets. When you hear wars and revolts, do not be alarmed. And these things must take place first, but the end will not follow immediately. So there will be a time after this war and revolt and like false teachers, but the end will not follow immediately. And then he talks about, I've always thought of verse 10 to 24 as for the end time, but when I read it in NASB, I'm like, no, this doesn't sound like it's talking about the end time. So he said that nation will rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There will be massive earthquakes and great signs from heaven. But before these things, they will lay hands on you and persecute you. So Jesus believer, and that happened. Sign massive earthquakes like Pompeii, and then then Jesus will provide that you with eloquence and wisdom when you are when you need to defend yourselves. You will be betrayed. And then it says right here, when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, then recognize that her desolation is near. I thought that is in the end time, but this one, Jesus already says, this is these things to come must take place first, but the end will not follow. And so this, I think, is talking about Jerusalem, the fall of Jerusalem in 70 AD. So then those in Judea flee to the mountains, and there are people who fled to the mountains and then lived there, per history. And then so these are the days of punishments. I think punishment for them not recognizing their time of visitation, like similar to what Jesus said before. And then so they will be led captive. Jerusalem will be trampled underfoot by the Gentiles, by Rome, I believe. By Rome. And then it says until the time of the Gentile are fulfilled. I think we are still in the time of the Gentile. The time of the Gentile have not been fulfilled yet. So there will be a period, like this is the period of waiting right here. That's why Jesus up here said the end will not follow immediately. And so when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, I thought that it was future, but when I read it like this, it sounds like it already happened AD 70. And this is describing that. And then, but then after here, this, the return of Christ, this is the part that is gonna be in the future. So when the time of the Gentile are fulfilled, then the return of Christ, and this is the future part. Let's see. Yeah, so I thought massive earthquakes and stuff like that are for the future, but no. This is all talking about when the temple will not be one stone upon another. So, yeah, that was what I understood today.